What up? Alright. Strap in. I haven't seen this level of coonery in a long time. Alright. I'm not going to call him a coon, because that's not what this is. That is not what this is. Harold, step up to the plate, though. Step up to the podium. The case file is open. Let's begin. Alright, so we get in the recent chapter. I think it was 1166, 67, 67, something. My bad. But something like that. And we see he's beating up a giant. And it's because from the outsider's perspective, he's just wailing on this random giant because this giant was pillaging the towns and he just Harold looking like a madman. But we get the dialogue. And the dialogue of Harold is like, it's because of you. It's because of you that we look this way to people. It's your fault. It's giants like you that give the giants of Elbath a bad name. That's why I had to do what I had to did. I had to let my biggest homie down. My biggest homie, like these, my brother, begged for my help and I sent him to die. I watched that man die and I did nothing about it. I couldn't help him in his time of need. He's gone now and I can't go back. My sins is too great. So from now on, I'm not forgiving nobody. I'm not letting niggas get no passes. And it's like, damn. It's like, damn. So off the rip, we have this dialogue where we see how regretful and how remorseful he is with how Rox died. Because realistically speaking, I feel like in that moment, y'all can say that Rox was way stronger than Harold all y'all want. At that point, bro, Harold was in his head like, I could have stopped him. Because when you go back and you look at that chapter, even when the chapter first came out, everybody noticed it was like, this kind of feels like he just let him go. Like he told all the other giants to stay back. And he was like, this is between me and him. Because he had the mission where in order to join the government, he had to kill Rock. So he was like, all y'all stay back. This is mano to mano. And he got whooped on, but the chapter before that, they was having an even clash. So it's like, but you get the feeling like he was at least like, if I couldn't join him, I could have at least stopped him right then and there. Not kill him, but I could have stopped him from going to that island. But he was so desperate, and I didn't know what to do, because deep down I can't kill him. So I let him go, and I sat by and I did nothing. I did nothing for my best friend, and now he's gone. And I can't take that back. And you ever had that feeling where like you say something, it don't even got to be like something as serious as this, but when you say something or you do something and the resultant outcome is so deep in that you just gotta follow through with the shot now. You have to follow, you gotta stand on it. It's one of those things where he's like, because when you get that feeling and you get to that point, it feels almost disrespectful to try and double back. Honestly speaking, if he was to go back and try to just double back now that Rox is already gone and try to slow down on his morals now, in his mind, I understand where it's coming from, because it's like, all right, that's disrespectful. Because you wait till he dies to try and check yourself. You could have did that in the heat of the moment. You could have did that before he even got to this point. Now that everything's gotten this far, you gotta stand on what you gotta stand on what you were saying, bro. You have to follow through. You gotta keep it going. I understand where he's coming from, but Harold, my boy, you too deep in. You way too deep in. Because we get the last scene of the chapter, the last little sector of the chapter, because we knew that there would come a point where he rips off his horns. We didn't know what the real circumstances behind that was, because it was like the horns were ripped off to symbolize peace, but we didn't know what led up to that. This nigga broke into Marineford or wherever. He broke into Navy HQ, the main spot, got in the middle and said, Y'all won't accept me, and I'm trying my hardest. I've done everything. I did everything. I was gonna go into a whole Franklin Saint monologue, but he was like, I did everything. I let y'all kill him. My people, I don't know what else to give y'all. So now, here I am, ripped off the horns. I will become your slave. I offer myself to slavery if you accept me in the government. Nigga, you're going the wrong way. Slow down. Slow down. And so I know that this is already a huge topic, and I already know I started off the video saying that this is coonery. This is not coonery. This right here is what I like to call misguidance, because he took Ida's message and he ran with that motherfucker. He ran too far though. The race was back here. The race was on that side of the field. Why did you go to the valley, nigga? Like you going the wrong direction. You taking the message. You taking the message into a book series that it wasn't meant for. Ida's message about peace was that she believed that just because you were born with this disposition of being bigger than everybody doesn't make you better than everyone else. He took that and he started off great saying, I want to make peace treaties to show people that we are equal. We are balanced. My brother in Christ though, let's double back and let's look at everything. Your offerings for peace was actively blocked off by the world government. And I know people may say, oh, well, he's not a reader, so he doesn't have the information like, oh, the world government is as bad as us. He sat down with Bragi, I believe. Either Dory or Bragi. He sat down with them. No, he sat down with Elder Yarrow, and they're having a conversation, and where he's sitting there, he's like, the government keeps blocking me off and I don't know why. And this is where we get all the information about the Galleria giants and all that. But Yarrow makes the point where he's like, I don't think it's something like you personally. I believe this is a grudge against who we are fundamentally, against people that we shouldn't be messing with. Like, it's something way bigger than what me and you got going on, bro. It's something bigger than what you doing right now. This is a grudge that's been building up for years, way before us even, because he makes a point saying the Galleria giants was thousands of years ago. They got terrorized by these boys. They got wiped out. It's something that's above me and you. Haru took this, and I feel like he's, in the words of Blade,
some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
It's a stick in between them. You not going nowhere, bro. You don't realize that though. So the approach should have been, you are a king. You are a king. You have to, I understand you trying to push this peace so much, but at the end of the day, you gotta understand your position even more. I know that Elbaf is not the most educated. It wasn't the most educated at the time. It just started getting educated because of the acts that he was doing, because other nations was able to reach out with their knowledge and everything. But at the same time, it's like, you gotta understand, at least you've been to the reverie, you've seen the kings. You gotta carry yourself with a certain manner. You cannot offer yourself into slavery. You are an example of the giants. You rampaging in that newspaper, King Haru is a maniac, set your whole country back 100 years because giants age different. Set y'all back way too much. You gotta understand, you are the highest position of a giant. So when the world sees you, you represent everyone else. You offer yourself into slavery. Emu was rubbing his hands like a fucking fly, like Birdman. We got him. Like, you can't do that. That's not what you do, brother. That's not the shot you take. We didn't give you the rock for you to take a highly contested layup and chuck that motherfucker over the backboard. We gave you the rock so you can set up a play. You were supposed to set up a play. You wasn't even supposed to take that shot. You were supposed to pass it. You were supposed to pass it to Loki and Hyrule. They were supposed to set y'all up for greatness. You went the wrong way. Why? It's like you understand it's like you standing on something, but you don't really know what you're standing for. You just don't got the whole view of what you standing against. Because it's not even, and that's how I was gonna first approach this video, where I was like, okay, this is a situation of, if you don't know what you stand for, you're gonna fall for anything. And in a way, you can't even say that, because he don't understand what he's standing for. He believes, yeah, I'm standing for giants, I'm standing for humankind, but you standing for, that's a good cause, it's not the right one. It's not the whole view. You so stuck in this pool. You so stuck in I can't even pause on that. Oh my goodness. You so stuck in this size 5 Jordan. Your feet hurting. You a size 7. These is terrible analogies. What the fuck am I saying? But you get it though. You looking at it like, I need to do whatever for the world to see giants. I need the world to see that we are trying to be peaceful. You're supposed to be trying to push peace for everybody though. You at that point. Giants is one of the most dominant races in the world. Giants and humans have clashed for forever. You're not supposed to be just pushing that, oh, us giants are going to be peaceful. You're supposed to be pushing, oh, giants and humans, we're going to be peaceful to each other. Wrap it around, my nigga. Bring the whole circle. It gotta come full circle. It can't stop at a half moon. It cannot stop at a half moon. The half moon is why the D-Clan and them went to war. The half moon tribe. What the fuck am I talking about? Let's get back to the topic. You gotta bring it full circle, Harold. You not fighting for the full cause. Because if you was fighting for the full cause, I'm not saying that Rox is a good person. I'm not saying that he should have become a pirate. That's not the way you go. I'm not saying none of that. What I am saying is that in that moment, you needed to recognize you needed to just turn around. Just turn around. Like, bro, you know the Celestials is bad. You went up to Marie Joie. You know they was bad already. You seen that the world government stopping you at all these points where you wasn't even trying to talk to them. A&B conversation, and they saw themselves in. Just turn your big ass around. I'm sorry for the profanity. Turn your big self around. Look at that island. Because it's right behind you. It's right over there. Turn around. Oh my God. That's what you got going on? That's what they got going on over there? Maybe I'm pushing for a club I got no business being in. And then you switch the method. You needed redirection, brother. Because now that we got context of everything, I'm gonna tell you straight like this, because I stuck with this theory and I shushed for so long, because there was so many people not on this train that I was like, they gonna think I'm a dumbass. When we first seen the silhouette of when Loki and Jarl walked into the room and they seen that Harold was getting stabbed from all directions by his own men. When I seen that silhouette, I said, that's not Domi Reversi. That's his big ass mustache. He's still bald and there's no wings. This is a mutiny. Especially because we seen Domi Reversi like 1 or 2 chapters before that. I said, this is an obvious curveball and y'all just striking out. Like, come on, bro, y'all gotta pick it up. I'm not saying I'm better than nobody, by the way. That's not what this is. But I'm saying this is my theory. Now that we get context of what he just said, y'all remember Mother Caramel was on Elbath selling those kids, right? And she should be active around this time. We still haven't seen Mother Caramel in this arc at all. What if this man, something happened where he got to a point, because he already offered himself up to slavery. you set an example for everybody. If you offered yourself up already, they want them other ones with you. Bring them on too. It could have been giant children. Them nights and stuff, it could have been their kids or something, or like relatives, or just other members that they knew that was dragged into slavery as well, or Harold was about to drag them with him, and they was like, I'm not going for that, nigga. That's you. And that was the moment where this mutiny happened, where they was like, all right, we got to do something about him. He tripping. Stabbed him. Take him out of there. And then at that point, you stab him right there. Then when he doesn't get Domi reversed right there. He gets Domi reversed when Loki and Harold walk in. When Loki and Jarl walk in. That's when that happened, like after. But that silhouette in that moment, he is not Domi reversed. This is just a simple mutiny. Because you went too far. You lost yourself. You losing it, brother. You losing the plot. That could have happened, and he probably had an operation with Mother Caramel because she was very successful in her business until Big Mom ate her. They probably discovered it. And the fact is, I know that everybody pushes that Harold was this great king of Elbaf. He was the greatest to ever do it because he did bring education and everything. He brought all of this. But at the same time, one, they're still not allied. And two, it's probably because Loki got in there, took the fall. Thank you. Do I got another one? No, I don't got another one. I do, but I'm gonna load it off. But Loki took the full brunt of everything because he didn't want his dad to be seen as a bad person. Because he knew that Harold was a Sherm, he was green, but he wasn't a bad person. He knew that, and he didn't want to stain his father's name. So he took the brunt of it. And damn, that's tough. That's tough. But yeah, Harold, you gotta check yourself, brother. You gotta check yourself, my boy. Y'all boys like and subscribe. I gotta make more One Piece videos, bro. I really do, because I be on my One Piece shit crazy. I actually got another idea. We're gonna talk about Blackbeard soon. We gotta talk about Loki and them soon. But yeah, y'all boys like and subscribe. You gonna see this white shirt again because I'm about to make another video after this. Y'all boys like and subscribe, all that. I'm gonna catch y'all though. Stay safe though. I'm out.